Yes, it truly is a world gone mad, where left-wing cities in the United States appear to have hit on a vibrant new economic model to bring life back to the retail industry. Here's a bit of CCTV footage depicting what I call a woke self-serve shopping spree at a typical urban clothing store. This one, I think, in Washington, D.C., but it could be any Democrat-run city. You walk in with your mates, preferably with a mask on so as not to catch COVID, or a balaclava will do. Choose from your favourite racks of clothes, bag them up. No need to fold them, pick something that goes with it. No need to be too fussy, most of our designs go together, and head on out again. No need to waste precious shopping time with, sales staff or any of those other annoyances. And if they don't fit or the clothes don't suit you, you could always take them back and ask for your money back. Sounds like the perfect left-wing economic model to me. But this week, proving what an absolute spoilsport he is, Donald Trump went and decided to take over Washington, D.C. and bring back law and order. Law and order. Well, this had the local cops all in a tiz about things like chain of command. Here's Washington, D.C. Police Chief Pamela Smith struggling to understand what that even means.
That's what the chain of command is now?
What does that mean?
Well, is it Pam Bondi speaking to the mayor, speaking to you, or how does this work?
Yes, better ask someone else. Chain of command, what indeed? Still, here was the same police chief on a previous occasion managing to answer a much easier question. What are you?
I'm just a branch off of an old tree. And I'm just that branch that's still standing. And as the leaves fall off, that's all I am. I'm just a tree. And you know what I like about being a tree? I'm glad God has chosen to use this tree.
Terrific. I'm glad God has chosen her to be a tree. Not sure the Almighty would have necessarily chosen to be a police chief. That may or may not have more to do with Democrat policies like diversity, equity, inclusion. Still, self-identifying as a tree, why not? Reminds me a bit of this young lass I showed you a few months ago, who identifies her gender with the seasons.
Did you know, however, there is a gender identity that is linked to the seasons? This is called gender season. And this is a gender identity I've only just learnt about.
Better not tell the mad mayor of Melbourne, Nicholas Rees. He's come up with a harebrained scheme to change Melbourne's calendar from 4 seasons every year, winter, spring, summer and fall, to 6 seasons every year, wet winter, wet summer, dry summer, and 2 more. But what about my gender identity, Nick? Still, on the question of woke self-identification, you could do worse than choose imaginal butterfly cells. Here's former CNN anchor Brooke Baldwin.
Who am I? And where did I go? Thanks to those imaginal cells, those teeny tiny cells of the butterfly, I realized I was here all along.
Here all along. I'm glad. Perhaps what Washington, D.C. needs is more people identifying as butterflies or trees. But alas, what they will be getting under Trump's new plan is more law enforcement. Cue major MAGA meltdown, chronic Trump derangement, TDS syndrome alert!
MAGA! MAGA! Are you home? Are you awake? Are you awake yet? Do you see what's happening? He's taking over the D.C. City Police. Oh my gosh, are you awake yet? This is a regime. This is a full government takeover.
Ooh. And here's another well-heeled left-wing woman dismissing the idea that what American inner cities need is, more police.
Anybody with any functioning brain cells left knows that more police presence and stronger militarization is not what reduces crime.
Indeed. Here's another compassionate and caring left-wing woman with a novel idea to help criminals and illegal aliens evade being picked up by the evil forces of Donald Trump.
It's August 11th. I am outside Union Station in D.C., where folks on the ground are telling me that they are about to start rounding up unhoused people tonight. The folks here at the encampment in front of Union Station are handing out these whistles to give to unhoused folks. That way they have a way to call for help if they are kidnapped by federal law enforcement. So if you're in the area and able to swing by right in front of Union Station, they have tons of these. Bring them back to folks in your community so they have a way to call for help.
Help! Still, at least poking fun at anti-Trumpers and TDS has given comedian Jim Breuer, who was down on his luck there for a few years, a whole new lease of life.
I hate Alex! He's a racist! He's a dead white supremacist! He's racist! He's sexist! Remember the Women's March? We're gonna march! I have a vagina! Oh, they knew what a woman was then!
Meanwhile, I do like this girl, clearly anti-woke, who manages to boil everything wrong with the left down into a few choice phrases. I don't know who she is, but I'm going to call her Conspiracy Girl.
I also think that they're trying to imprison us into 15-minute cities that will be digital prisons using CBDCs, digital IDs, and wearables. And I have a bunch of videos out explaining with proof. I think the UN and the WHO and NATO are pretty much the running cause of all the on this planet, and that they're trying to pin us against each other in the worst kind of way. And they try to see how far they can push the communism through regulations and climate change. I also think that climate change is another driving force to get us to pretty much into the 15-minute digital prisons. And I think that Greta looks like an FAS climate goblin, and she can go herself.
Greta the climate goblin has now found a new repugnant vocation, spreading hatred of Israel to impressionable kids.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Disgusting. Greta was, of course, a favoured child of the elites at Davos and the World Economic Forum, probably still is. It was the Davos climate-obsessed crowd who came up with lunatic schemes to reach net zero, like this one, whereby we all share each other's electric vehicles.
But if you can just use your neighbor's car because you have a smartphone and an app and you don't even need to know the neighbor to get into his car, or if you can find ways of carpooling, and this is what technology helps you do, it's much easier and much more fun to share, and you start then thinking completely different about transport and traffic.
Too easy. Just help yourself to your neighbour's $60,000 car whenever you feel like it. Tap in the app. What a novel idea. They've actually been trialling this brilliant scheme in Democrat-controlled cities like Washington, D.C., where they call it carjacking. Still, speaking of novel ideas and police work, you really can't go past this latest craziness from where else but the UK. I swear I thought it was a comedy sketch, but these days with the British police, it's impossible to tell.
These women aren't friends out for a run. They're actually undercover police officers taking to the streets in Surrey as part of a new operation trying to stop people catcalling and harassing female runners.
We get honked at, the staring, the hanging out of the window just to look at us, and it's so prevalent.
And police teams are ready to intervene the moment the officers are beeped at, followed or shouted at, pulling people over.
Sounds like entrapment to me, but what would I know? And speaking of unfunny British comedy sketches, the actress Dawn French, famous most recently for her disgusting anti-Israel views, has now developed an insane loathing of Christmas, apparently. CDS, Christmas Derangement Syndrome, I guess.
Yeah, so Christmas. It's really nice, isn't it, really? You know, as it comes round, and you're all like, ding, 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 holy and new, and the boy, them might pay the bride of our body. Oh, God bless her. And we're like, come in. Oh, thank you. Oh, no, here's yours. I hope you like it. Oh, it doesn't see you at all. Lovely. Everybody is lovely. It's a great bit of food and 28 vegetables. Oh, everybody. I know you don't eat that, and you don't eat that, and you don't have dairy, and you don't have that. And let's remember Jesus.
Okay, Dawn. Another lesser-known UK lefty comedian, Kate Smurweight, who was incensed last week when nobody turned up to see her feminist comedy show at the Edinburgh Fringe, I can't think why, blamed the bad boy rock stars of Oasis for playing the same town that same night.
25 minutes after my show should have started, and this is the Oasis effect. So I did a couple of hours flyering, as I usually would. That would usually get me a good crowd, and I could tell it wasn't working. Big groups of people in Oasis shirts coming past, no interest in hearing about my show.
Yes, or perhaps nobody turned up because she isn't particularly funny. That might be one reason. But the best gag came from the Oasis frontman Noel Gallagher himself at their very next show, with his response, presumably, to Ms. Smurweight.
Are there any left-wing lesbian atheists? Get show of hands, please. What kind of a culture are we? Eh? Come on. Disgraceful. This next song is for all the atheist lesbians.
Don't look back with laughter. Meanwhile, American funny man Jim Carrey, who starred in the film Liar Liar, remember that one, where he could only tell lies, has now developed a severe case of only being able to tell the truth. Truth-telling syndrome.
I just, there's no meaning to any of this. So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
Here's someone else who seems determined to tell her truth, regardless of political niceties. British MP Sarah Poacher from the Reform Party.
Stop being in denial about the effect of this culture coming into this country, and it is the culture of Islam, who have absolutely no regard for the value of women. So these men coming in on these boats, 800 to 1,000 a week, 26,000 this year alone, have a totally different view, a medieval view, and I've said that.
And finally, with Trump and Putin struggling to come to some kind of agreement, I just had to laugh at this AI reworking of a scene from the 1980s film Spies Like Us.
Snow is falling down in Alaska town. Trump's on the sled, Putin's spinning round. Laughing in the cold, side by side. Slipping on the ice in a friendly slide. Hey, hey, what can we say?
Yes, it truly is a world gone mad.